we finally get to learn a little bit more about the Fairies pack because the gameplay trailer drops today. Typically, every expansion pack will get 2 trailers. The first is the reveal trailer, which is usually more like a highlight reel to announce the pack. It's often a bit shorter and it's set to music. And then a couple weeks later, we get the gameplay trailer. These usually have a voiceover and are significantly longer. With businesses and hobbies, the reveal trailer was about 2 minutes, 46 seconds, and then the gameplay trailer was over 7 minutes long. We have never gotten a gameplay trailer that long before then, but basically today we can expect a lot more gameplay footage and also a lot more information about the pack. Okay, it is currently 10:57. The trailer is supposed to come out at 11, so I think the countdown will start like any second. While we're here waiting, this is probably a good time to remind you that maybe, oh, here we go. Maybe you should subscribe to my channel, especially if you were excited about this pack. I usually get early access to packs like this, so hopefully I'll be able to post content with it really soon. And I just don't think you're gonna wanna miss that. So all I'm saying is maybe you should hit that subscribe button. They've made this like custom countdown and they're slowly removing things. I don't really know what to make out of that. I think it's just becoming more and more overgrown with nature. So the walls are going away and the plants are replacing everything. I still can't get over this bed. We saw it in the last trailer too, and it's just so pretty. Like with the flowers and the vines at the top. I think these must be the house plants that you can custom grow. Is this like a bookshelf? Maybe a new column? At least a couple of these things are new landscaping plants. Like, oh, that's like got lightning around it. Oh, I just wanted to start. Just show me the content. Back here we can see this. Is this the same intro that we had last time? I feel like I don't remember. Look at this, that little bench with the moss on it. A gnome, a plant, another gnome. I wonder, this one and this one and this one all are like animated, which is kind of cool. Oh God, here we go, here we go. Lock in, everybody. Lock in. Oh my gosh.
100,000 welcomes to Innisgreen, where the joys are plentiful and the wonders awe-inspiring. Here it feels like we're truly enchanted by nature. There are many ways to enjoy the bounties of nature, many paths to follow, from a peaceful life outdoors to exploring enchantment and magic. Let's begin at the root, plants and gardening. Caring for these beauties gives you a pure dose of joy.
Sula.
Just water them when dry and look good as new. Oh.
Ooh.
Those poor things. Ooh, here's a tip. A little fairy dust goes a long way. Enchanted plants water and weed themselves. Oh, they do tend to attract pixies though. Hey, at least they're cute. For those with slightly more gardening expertise, bring more of the outdoors in with potted plants. Place them wherever they fit. Fill the entire room if you want. If you're a fellow fan of foliage, your passion can take you a long way.
Oh, you
so
can
go
name
on,
them.
name them, talk to them, whatever. I don't judge. You may have noticed a little flicker earlier. Well, the wait is over. Fairies are here. Let's start with the basics, shall we? A mere mortal aspiring to be a fairy. Hey, no need to be alarmed. You called me. Now all you have to do is follow the path laid out for you and poof!
Oh my God.
Oh, look at this entrance. Subtle, right?
Wow.
Oh, I love witnessing the transformation of a new fairy.
This is so cool.
There are many ways for you to customize your fairy form. Stunning. Go on, my little style icon. Things are going to be very different for you now. Fairies are truly emotion-driven creatures nourished by the moods of others. But if you don't take care of your needs,
Yes.
it's always a pity to see one go like that. Luckily, you can simply consume bottled emotions or absorb emotions from others to fulfill your needs.
Whoa.
You do know I'm still here, right?
Fairy woo.
Absorbing emotions comes naturally to every fairy.
Oh, they can play in
as does
the dollhouse?
shrinking, but many acquire other abilities as well. Fairy dust is simply the sugar on top. The more you use your abilities, the more
Oh, thank God.
powerful you become. Fulfill good and wicked desires, like
Ooh.
aging someone up. Bringing gnomes to life, or messing with relationships. Oh. We
Ooh.
love a little drama.
Ooh.
But fairy life isn't for everybody. Like this nature nomad. Ah, sure. Living off the land may be
Wait,
an
that's
adjustment
cool.
at first. An acquired taste.
I can't. With the raw frogs, I can't.
But the more time you spend working on natural living skills, the easier it gets to manage your needs.
Okay. Oh.
Seriously, why confine yourself to 4 walls when nature has been all-inclusive since
I'm
the
so
dawn of
excited
time?
about this part. I can't, like, I actually can't wait to live off the land properly like
Balance
that.
is a tightrope, not a
This I'm
flow.
nervous about.
If you find yourself wallowing in a bad mood for too long, you begin to teeter into imbalance, experiencing minor symptoms. Ignoring it leads to serious consequences and may mean picking up an ailment. Oh.
Gnomler. Oh.
Okay, time to bring in some outside help. With the Apothecary skill,
look at his
you can craft
beard.
everyday plants into elixirs and cures galore. Like ailment cures, emotion potions that change
cool.
any mood, or elixirs that fulfill all your needs for a time. Oh, is that lucky liquid? I know a fisherman who could use that.
Interesting.
If you're inspired to help others with your new skill,
Look at the
there's a need
house.
for more naturopaths. After a quick exam, it's time to determine the best course of treatment. Hopefully, the correct one.
Amo Boda.
Oh, Reva!
Uh-oh.
Tarib
I guess it's gonna be very
Sometimes
similar
that
to the
means
doctor
designing a
career from
wellness
Get to Work.
program for a client, or offering a plant-based remedy. Of course, not all plants are entirely
Okay.
ordinary.
They are things you
The
can
moody
grow.
shrub allows you to extract emotions from it. An aura blossom can affect your luck or imbalance as long as you don't anger it. Oh, and the lightning root.
Oh.
I'm sure they're fine. With your natural living apothecary skills, you'll be able to help so many folks in need. And there's a lot of them in this quiet little hamlet of ours. The blend of natural and magical elements throughout Innisgreen strikes a perfect balance, if I do say so myself. It can be a lot to take in, but luckily the locals are happy to fill you in. Lending a hand is a fast way to make friends and hear all kinds of stories about this place. Plus, earn a few rewards. Speaking of locals, I see you've met my ex, Spruce. Oh, and will you look at that? Our cosmic hourglass is emptied. Well, that's the grand tour. I'd say you're ready to explore this enchanted world of ours. Time for me to dissolve into the mist somewhere. You're gonna do great. Just don't forget to water the plants. Bye!
Oh my god. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. First of all, I kind of love that they had Mother Nature narrating that. Like, that was kind of fun. Let me refresh real quick. Yeah, it's like 6 minutes long. I'm so glad that they're giving us so much more. Like, these trailers are like twice as long as they used to be, and I really appreciate that because you get so much more information. I don't even know where to begin. They've shown us so many new things. I think the things that stood out the most to me were the new death, seeing how the fairy died. The fairy woohoo was really exciting. I can't believe I'm talking about woohoo and death as the 2 most exciting things, but that's always how I feel about PAX, okay? Every time, without fail, it's those 2 things that I care about the most. I really enjoyed seeing all like the different plant stuff because I feel like we hadn't really seen that much of the houseplant setup yet. And I especially enjoyed seeing the fairy stuff. Like, they started off by showing us how you become a fairy with like the summoning Mother Nature somehow and then like going into the pond or whatever that was. And then they showed that little tiny fairy playing in the sink. Where was it? I might have skipped past it already. Oh, here. Wait, watch this. This changed my life. They had the fairy small and playing in loads of things. The fairy played in the dollhouse too. I feel like while we're on this angle, this almost 100% confirms kitchen set to me. I feel like we were talking about that in the last trailer and like discussing that it looked like a kitchen set, but maybe weren't 100% sure. This looks like a kitchen set because you can see all the different cabinet pieces and like the upper cabinet, which also is promising because sometimes they give us kitchen sets that don't have matching upper cabinets, but this is at least one upper cabinet. I hope that it isn't this, like if this is like the default cabinet and it always has like the same bottles, I'm gonna be kind of sad because then they just like repeat when you tile it. Look at this too. This is the new floor, and then this one looks like a solid floor too because you can see like the harsh line of the edge of it. It seems like this leaf might be a rug. This mirror with like all of the plants and like mushrooms around it. Then there's this hanging plant around the window. Looks like maybe some kind of side table. There's a desk. Everything kind of has this like funky wood shape to it. It kind of has like a natural wood vibe to it. Actually, this wallpaper kind of has like a wood vibe to it. I like that it's purple. I feel like I've seen a lot of purple in this pack, and the game is kind of lacking in purple swatches sometimes. If you've tried to build like an all purple house, I don't know, I played like Not So Berry a bunch of times. I'm playing my new Very Veggie Legacy right now, and I like to do color themes for it. And purple and orange are really hard to make full houses with because there's just not that much of it in the game. I don't really care about the orange because I don't really like orange that much, but purple, I love purple, and we just don't have very much of it, and we don't really have much pastel purple either. This is kind of giving like base game purple, but hopefully it looks better with the other swatches. But see, like there's purple here. Behind my face cam, like this little purple mushroom, it looks like a shelf. Look at this window. It kind of has like wings in the window with the stained glass. Okay, it seems like this is one of the new pots for the houseplants, and this must be one of the new actual plants. They showed off 3. I'm assuming that, you know how like Realm of Magic has a couple magical plants in it and you need them for making potions? I'm assuming that these 3 plants are like special plants and you need them for making all the apothecary elixirs. I feel like there's probably going to be a lot of overlap with Realm of Magic and this pack, not necessarily in a bad way, but I just feel like if you've played with those packs before, you probably know what to expect. Is this a window? I wasn't expecting to get like a big glass window in this pack. They're also hanging stuff on top of it. Can you do that in game? I'm literally gonna open it and find out. I need to test this because that looks weird. Okay, base game giant windows, picture frame. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it wasn't gonna let me. I guess it must be a window then. I was looking at this and thinking like, how did they do that? Well, it looks like it has really thin panes, which is nice. Oh, and look at this wallpaper. This kind of like enchanted forest wallpaper. That's cool. Oh, and this pot is kind of funky looking. Interesting. Okay, they talked about these like pixies. They mentioned like beware of pixies or something. I'm not really sure what that means. Maybe they just like negatively impact your plants or something. I guess maybe also your sim. Oh, here's a good angle of build mode. Look at the door. I am obsessed with the glass, like the butterfly wing style in the glass. And we can see way more of all the potted plants, all these house plants everywhere. God, I hope they work properly. I still have like so much, I don't know, I guess I'm just wary of the gardening skill in this game. There's always something going on. The plants are broken, you know, for a while we couldn't weed them. There was that era where they were like just reverting back into stumps. Like there's just always something broken with gardening in this game. So every time they like do something to it, I'm like, oh, are you sure about that? Like maybe we should, I don't know, instead of like adding to it, what if we fixed it from scratch? But maybe the house plants are different because they're indoors. I don't know. I like some of this stuff, like this fairy clutter stuff. And then look at this, like some kind of fancy flower. I wonder if that has magic powers, because you know how in werewolves there's like a special magical flower you can get and it's like at the top of the mountain and you have to be there on like the full moon at this time. I wonder if this is some kind of magic special thing too, because it looks like it's glowing. And it's in a case. Interestingly, it looks like some of these are the houseplants, and you can plant them in regular planters, but you can also plant them in the tiny planters. And I like that you can have some variety options too, because it just means we have more plants that we can put outside in those planters. Oh, is that like a jewelry box? Look at this little acorn guy. Also, I love the bee pillow on this chair. That is so pretty. Okay, kind of love that you can name the plants too. I've never really even thought about that before. Oh, sorry, I wasn't recording my face cam. I turned my empty cat cam on by accident. I clicked the wrong button. She's not even there right now. But I'm wondering if you could name the houseplants. I wonder if you can name the regular plants too, because I kind of like the idea of being able to not even necessarily like name them like with a cutesy name, but like to name them more usefully. Because you know when you splice and graft plants to unlock new ones, sometimes you'll have a plant that has like 3 different plants on it and it does label it. It'll be like this spliced with this and it tells you, but it might be easier and maybe more visible if you could name it yourself, so it's easier to remember which one is which. I don't know. It's a small thing, but I feel like that might be helpful. I like his little shirt, by the way, the kid's little shirt. And then look at this new candle. Also all of these new framed prints. She's got a really cute little floral earring on. Love this. This window, I just can't wait. I'm gonna make so many cottages with this kind of window. You know I love to build cottages. I'm gonna love it. Okay, here is us getting taunted by a fairy. Maybe that was actually good. That looked like luck, didn't it? Wait, let me watch that again. It kind of looks like four-leaf clothers. I bet the fairy helped us just then. Look at their wings. And like the glasses and the crown. Wow. Oh no, go back. Look at that flower box. And the columns, I can't get over these columns. I am so excited. This is giving blue suburban, this house. I need to build a blue suburban with the fairy pack. I will make a video doing that, I think, once I get access to it. Okay, so this is her planting a fairy seedling, and this is what spawned Mother Nature for her to turn into a fairy. It looks like Mother Nature gave us that potion, and then after she drank it, we went and like climbed into the baleful bog. Not the baleful bog. It's whatever they call it in this world. But it's similar to the baleful bog from Life and Death because it's like a glowing water, glowing lake, pond, whatever. Watch this though. The animation of becoming a fairy. This is so cool. I like actually can't get over that. And look at the wings that it spawned her. I wonder if you can change the wings that you get given by default in cast without having, hello? She's wondering as well. But I wonder if you can change them without cheats or if you need to use cheats to edit them, like cast.full edit mode. It doesn't matter that much, but I always wonder about stuff like that because I feel like some people don't know how to do those cheats. So it's just nice when it's more like readily available to you. Okay, look at how many wing options there are. And there's a big scroll bar too. We have seen this a little bit already and it looks very similar to like cats and dogs and werewolves and stuff. So I assume that it's like the same level of full customization. You can change swatches, but you can also paint on them. I still don't really see myself doing a lot of painting on the wings. I'm just not very good at like the paint mode in this game. I'm not very artsy in that way. I've never been, but some people are and they're gonna make beautiful wings. She's got some really pretty makeup on. I wonder if that's new or if it's just like a layering of eyeliner that I haven't tried. Look at some of this face paint. That's lovely. And I think we've seen maybe these same clips before already because they gave us like a cast teaser, but we can see some more like tattoos and wings and clothing and everything. This is her growing emotion. So I guess the fairies don't have a hunger or a bladder need. They have emotional force, fun, energy, social, and hygiene. And they have a full skill tree like the other occults, thank God. And then if your emotional force goes all the way down, look, you die. Oh, I love that. I'm so glad there's a special fairy death. It also feels like maybe I wouldn't call them deaths in the pack because it's like just regular deaths in game. But because the fairies can get that like age up other sims thing, I wonder if you can kill a sim that way. Because if you age up an elder, then they die. Like that's the equivalent, right? So I wonder if you can age up elders and just kill people as a fairy. And also that sim got electrocuted earlier by that plant. You have to get electrocuted twice to die from it. But maybe if you're like chased by death from Life and Death, maybe it'll kill you first try. Maybe you could get electrocuted twice in a row and then die from it. I don't really know what causes you to get electrocuted. It might be random, but that is also intriguing. I like the idea of ways to kill my sims. She had different teeth. Sorry to go back again. But look, those are new, I think. I love the way the magic looks in this game. Like, I just think that's so cool. Just like all of the mystical, whimsical powers. And then this, with them getting small and then woohooing. It's kind of similar to like the bat woohoo from vampires and also to the one that came in the Life and Death pack where they're ghosts and they just like go into the sky. But oh, did they drop like, what is that? Is that the fairy dust, do you think? And it just drops on the ground after they woohoo? That's kind of funny. I love that you can go into the dollhouse. That is also a new dollhouse. I didn't even notice. Look, it's got some of the furniture from the pack. It has like the bed, but sized down. That's that same chair, the table. That is actually really cute that it's meant to mimic the same stuff you're getting in game. Oh, and this was her blooming a plant. So look, it was tiny, it wasn't grown, and then she grew it. Fairy abilities, manipulation, emotion, nature, customization. There are a lot of them in a lot of different ways. I wish they would hover over them so I could read more of the options. I want to see them. But it works the same as like the other ones where you have to level up as a fairy and then you unlock the next tier and you try and get ability points so you can pay for all this stuff. I really like that I'm going into this with a good idea of how it works and also kind of trusting that it works well because we've used this same sort of thing before. And I love how this works for like werewolves and ghosts and stuff. So I trust that this is gonna work well too. I just don't know what the options are. Should we guess? It looks like all of these ones. I know that we can bloom plants because they showed us that. There was something about enchanting plants too and having them not need watered or something. But I wonder what some of these are, because that looks like you're harvesting. And then some of this stuff, like this one we know is aging up a sim and like enchanting a gnome. But like the stove, do you think you could break stuff? Manipulation. This must be luck because of the clovers. Bottling potions maybe, so you could, because they talked about drinking potions. I don't know. They'll probably show us more, like aging up another. I'm getting a little bit carried away with like trying to guess when I could just watch it. They also might have shown me already, but it happened so fast that I just don't remember. So you can bring gnomes to life. It looks very similar to how it works on Harvest Fest with like the halo above their head, but you can ask them for repairs and upgrades, for protection, for gardening, and for cleaning, which is very interesting. I wonder how effective that is, because if you could get like a little gnome helper to clean your house instead of having to hire somebody. Oh, sway another's emotion. That was one of the low level perks, I think. Disruptive. This is us like messing with Jeffrey and Nancy's relationship, I guess. I'm not mad about that. And then we have the last aspiration, the nature nomad one. I kind of love how they're just living outside like this. Look at that canopy above the sink. Oh, and this is the kitchen set. Okay, so we can see another variant of the cabinet. Well, there you go. That answers that question. Look at this tile too with the butterfly wings. Oh, I'm so excited about this. This is us just foraging on the ground. And then obviously she finds the frog and eats the frog. And then you can just sleep on the ground. Look at her just around her lot. She cooks outside. She goes back to bed. Looked like she got a nice night's sleep. She seems well rested. This is by far, honestly, by far the thing I am most excited about with the entire pack. I think I mentioned that earlier, but I just care so much about being able to have my Sims live off the land like this. I mean, you know I love doing stuff like that. This is how I always play the game. So it's perfect. It like ties in perfectly. Okay, interesting. His luck is bad. So his fishing is going bad. I wonder what else the luck affects, because obviously this lucky Sim was able to catch a fish faster. Because my assumption with luck was that it would like, I don't know, if you're unlucky, you're gonna start a fire more easily. Maybe you like paint a bad quality painting if you're unlucky. I wonder what else it does. Or maybe it makes like your social interactions fail. Like if you try and flirt, if you're unlucky, maybe it won't go as well. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I think I'm a little bit scared of it being too much of a negative impact on my game. It just feels like another thing to have to worry about. You know, like we're gonna have in the Simology panel, fears and wants and luck and all that. Just there's so much going on. But I guess if there's like potions to fix it, maybe it's fine. They did show one of them. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then there's this balance thing. This I'm real worried about. The balance, honestly, dare I say, I am not excited about. This feels like just a whole other thing to have to worry about, especially because if you get unbalanced, you can get ailments. Is that going to affect me in like every single save? Stanley Humphrey is going to spend every day of his life unbalanced. And here I'm just trying to like rags to riches catch a bunch of fish, and he's unlucky and he's got like a gnome disease. I'm so curious to see more from the ailments. Like obviously that spawned in a bunch of evil gnomes, but like what do the other ones do? What do the evil gnomes do to you? How long does it last? Like is it easy to fix? Like do you need to see an apothecary, or can you just like pay to fix it in a normal save? Like what if I don't want to come all the way out here and do the whole thing to fix it? I guess it just reminds me of like how I was kind of excited about Grief before Life and Death came out, and now that we have Grief, I'm just like, oh, another thing to deal with. And Fears, I was like, oh cool, Fears, and now I'm more like, oh my god, another thing to deal with. Or even like lifestyles, all of those sort of things just end up kind of bothering me instead of being fun. So hopefully it's fun and not bothersome. It depends how often it shows up. Okay, obsessed with this guy's beard and his whole look. Like I am obsessed with this vibe. The hat with the little flowers on it. This is the Apothecary aspiration, Elixir Enthusiast. Oh, wait. Back up, back up, back up. Is that a normal plant planted inside of the small houseplant pot? Okay, that is exciting. Those just look like regular daisies. What does worry me about that is the last time they gave us a new alternative planter type was in Eco Lifestyle with the vertical planters, which are still kind of buggy. And Eco Lifestyle came out years ago. I'm telling you, I'm so worried about plants. Like every time they touch the gardening skill, I don't know. I do love this gallery wall behind him. Looks good. Okay, here's us crafting with the apothecary table. We can also see the counters a bit better. I am obsessed with the decor in this room. Ooh. Okay, here's everything you can craft. Balanced mind, cow plant horn, freezer bunny foot, lucky liquid, need stop, fearless, supernatural shield. So you can even make yourself potions. Oh, knock on wood, my luck is good. You can cheat luck with potions. Welcome to Willow's first day as a naturopath healer. You'll begin to receive clients today and have the opportunity to put your skills to use. You must be as thorough as possible to diagnose them with the correct ailment or issue. to avoid sending a patient home uncured. Remember, ailments aren't always the cause for a patient's visit. Sometimes we'll need to dig a little bit deeper to find the problem. Interesting. So here are the people coming to my house. I cannot get over how cute the house is. Cure ailing sim, conduct client intake. It really feels like the doctor career where you're gonna be like trying to ask them questions to figure out what's wrong with them, but you do it at home instead of at the hospital and get to work. I think that's kind of cool. And hopefully you can just like send them away or like work from home in a different way without having to see patients, because then it's a nice mix of a full active career and like a rabbit hole, because I don't always want to do the full active workday. Sometimes I just want them to go away on their own. I do kind of like how all the ailments are very visibly different from each other and like kind of cool looking. Like I don't know what this one is supposed to be, but it's really interesting. And the gnome lure one was like so obvious. He failed to help her, so I guess we'll never find out what was wrong with her. I love this fence gate. That's beautiful. Oh, and here are those special plants. So there are 3 of them. This one, I love her. This is the one that electrocuted him. So he's bottling emotions from that one. It looks like he's, I don't know, plucking the flowers off of that one, and then this one electrocutes him. But what is it? I guess we'll never know. Okay, oh, here's like elixirs. Noxious gas will tank any sim's hygiene. A wee drink will cause a bladder failure. Holistic cure will remove any negative moodlets, any ailment, and fully restores a sim's needs and balance. Celestial protection, I can't really read it, but this elixir prevents a sim from receiving an ailment when they otherwise would. Okay, here's him giving the gnome lure cure. Oh, it just like magically fixed him. Okay. Hey, so do you think you can actually buy stuff from this little fish shack? Or is it just there to taunt us? Obviously you can fish down here, but sometimes they make little rabbit hole like food stands. So I wonder if that works. This one obviously is a food stand. I don't think the fish one is, because this one is more clear. Now that's a rabbit hole if I've ever seen one. Those ones are real lots. And this, the fairies in the fairy house. Oh, look at this bar. Oh, I didn't even notice this the first time. Look at that. With the galaxy behind it. Here's the last new trait, mystical. I wonder, so that guy and also the one before him in the gnome thing, they've shown those exact people multiple times in like trailers and screenshots. So that kind of makes me wonder if they're like special townies. I think I mentioned this in the last trailer, but I wonder if they're similar to like an Agnes Crumplebottom, where there's kind of like story and lore involved with her. I guess they were talking about like talking to the townies to get lore. Most of the packs have that kind of thing. They have like that grapevine gossip in Tartosa, the special interaction. So there's probably something similar where you can like get lore from people here. This was that Spruce Almighty that they talked about in the blog post last time. Okay, here's Spruce Almighty who spawns out of this thing. I gotta be honest, he does not look how I expected him to. I kind of like it though. He had like that fancy hair. I love it. I just can't get over how cute they are when they're tiny. It's so cool. Oh, that was eating a raw fish. And then here is us hugging Mother Nature before she poofs away. Look, it poofed into flowers. I didn't even notice that. Oh, so cool. Okay, well, I've watched it twice now. I feel really excited about this pack. I think, like I was saying before, most excited about all of the living off the land stuff. I really like the idea of that. Like, that is probably gonna be my most used feature from the whole pack. I love the idea of fairies, but I just know myself, I don't really play with the other occults that often. I play with them occasionally. I think fairies will probably end up being similar to like spellcasters for me, where I just play with them sometimes. But it sounds like maybe humans can get their hands on fairy dust somehow, and then you can use a little bit of fairy magic in your like everyday. Like if they could enchant plants with just like a little bit of fairy magic without having to actually be a fairy, that is interesting and will maybe be something that I use a little bit more often. Also obsessed with the cast and the build buy from this pack. Every hair they've shown, all of the outfits are so cute. The furniture, like I can't wait to build here. The world looks so cool. Oh, I forgot I still had this open. There are 2 things I wanted to show you that are in the Sims Discord. They posted these like on their other social medias too, but they have a couple teasers for build buy and for create a sim that show off some more of the items, and you can see a bit more of the world this way too. So if you wanted to go look at this like on their Instagram or TikTok or whatever, you could see it again there. They don't normally show us stuff like this. Oh, you know what I'm wondering? This looks like a glass wallpaper. I wonder if that window that I thought looked weird was like a solid glass wallpaper. This one has like fancy lines, But you see how it's like fitting like a wallpaper? I guess, well, maybe it's not because it's not all the way up here. Why does it look like that? They're showing me so many windows that just it looks so like 2D almost. Do you know what I mean? Obsessed with the curtains though. Like those are so pretty. These new windows, the bookshelf, like, are you kidding me? And then all of these different houseplants and little tables that we can use. Oh, okay, so this is the Nature Press item. And then these prints are things that you can make inside of the Nature Press. So it's like maybe a new skill or something to make new Nature Press items. Here's all the different fairy house swatches. Obsessed with that thing too. There's like a little freezer bunny fairy for decorating. And then this one was the Cass teaser. So they showed off a little bit more from Cass here. So we can see some more of the outfits for different ages in this part. And again, this is on their other social media too, if you want to see it. I just wanted to include it in this video because then we kind of have like all the footage together in one place. I love the idea of the headband. I think that that is like a new category or something. It seems like they put some work into making like a headpiece sort of thing instead of just a hat. Because we had like the crowns and the horns, and those feel different than hats, right? Like it almost feels like maybe it's gonna be a new category for like a headpiece or something. Anyway, this is I think the same wing footage that we got shown in the big trailer just now, or at least it's the same Sims, I'm not really sure. But I feel like we looked at something similar to this, right? Obsessed with all of their outfits. Like everything is so cute in the cast here. And I think that's everything I wanted to show you that we know so far, unless the pre-order page has more information, because sometimes it does. I just can't get out of my game. We've seen all of these screenshots already, but what I'm curious about, this stuff, the pack features. The natural living skill is about becoming more comfortable outside to the point where your sim is as happy living in the great outdoors as they would be with a bed and plumbing. Sims can meet their needs in nature by sleeping on the ground, relieving themselves in a privy bush, talking to nature, and eating food they forage or catch, among other things. They might find this uncomfortable at first, but will become more comfortable as their skill level increases. And then we can see them bathing in the water. We have 3 new traits, and there is more info on here. Plant lovers are the happiest surrounded by greenery and will sink into negative moods if they're away from plants for too long. Mystical Sims are empathetic and want to guide others towards more balanced lives, so they'll build their apothecary and gardening skills faster. That is good to know. And disruptive Sims are daring individuals who love freedom and excitement, even if their fun is sometimes at the expense of others. They build mischief, logic, and charisma skills faster. Okay, that's actually really helpful. Grow just about any plant inside using the 4 new tabletop plant pots. These will fit in medium-sized spaces like on tables or shelves, and you can grow both harvestable and decorative plants. That's gonna be so nice for making greenhouses because you can mix the size of the pots now. You can use the regular ones or these new tiny ones. Another way to bring the outside inside is the new Nature Press, which your Sims can use to create decor like candles and wall art from the treasures they find in nature. Oh, that's cool. Doesn't that look like a wallpaper? Do you see that little tiny, I think it's a glass wallpaper. I didn't want to jump so far ahead to say it because I'm gonna feel so stupid if I'm wrong, but doesn't it look like a glass wallpaper? That doesn't look like a window. There's something about it that is just off and different. I wish I could make these pictures bigger. I wanna like click on them. Fairy Sims gain experience using their powers or performing specific interactions. As they gain experience, they can learn abilities like curing ailments or bestowing them. Oh, you can bestow ailments. You can change the mood or luck of other Sims. You can bottle emotions. You can create seeds, and you can also make plants bloom. Everything has its cost though, and fairies are nourished by emotion. The abilities cost emotional energy and you need to recharge, just like all the other occults. We have new facial presets, skin tones, glowing tattoos, and fairy core fashion available. We have a separate fairy form in addition to our normal sim form. Fairies also have a new woohoo and a new death, which we saw. You don't have to be a fairy to use fairy dust. It's enchanting fun for everyone. Use it to bring gnomes to life. Oh, so anybody could do that as long as they have fairy dust. You can also enchant plants and enchant objects that you've created with the Nature Press. Okay. Enchanted plants may be easier to care for or produce a bigger harvest, but they can also attract magical pests called pixies. Fairies create their own fairy dust. Other Sims can ask them for it, and both fairies and non-fairies can find it while foraging or pick it up at special locations. Okay, so there's a few ways to get it even if you don't have magic powers yourself. There are 8 different ailments and they're not all bad. Some depend on your perspective. The luck magnet will build up your Sim's good luck by stealing it from everyone around them. Another one can saddle your Sim with an uncontrollable urge to create. Another has you feel emotionally nothing. And ailments can be caused by imbalance caught from ailing Sims, so they're contagious, or inflicted through the meddling of a fairy. Okay, there are 22 different recipes that you can craft craft on the Apothecary table. You can make emotion stones that can siphon emotions from Sims. Oh, because emotions can be a key ingredient for some recipes. Okay, so that's why they have so many emotion potions happening, because you need them for stuff. Fairy Sims can also consume them to recharge their emotional energy, and their energy decays more slowly if they have an emotion stone in their inventory. Interesting. So it seems like you probably are gonna wanna make one of those if you're playing with the pack. Okay, so luck can affect your chance of getting a positive outcome when crafting, foraging, socializing. It plays a role in whether evil gnomes can show up on your lot. It can be changed in various ways, like by asking Spruce Almighty for help, or by being the target of a fairy's play with luck ability. And you can turn off the luck system in your in-game settings. So if we don't like it, we can turn it off. There's a little bit more information about the world on this page, and it says this interesting thing: the Mossvale Fairy Hub, a large mushroom, is located in Everdew. What does that mean? What's the fairy hub? And then lastly, meet fantastic new friends. Mother Nature can be summoned, and she can help Sims on their quest to become fairies. There's a glasswood tree statue that summons Spruce Almighty. And you can also get your own statue and place it on your lot to summon him more easily. Okay, it looks like that is his statue. It's so tiny you can barely see it, but that's what it looks like, I think. Well, very interesting. If you pre-order the pack, by the way, you can use a creator code at checkout, like mine is just lilsimsie, and then I will earn money off of the purchase. You don't have to use mine, but if you are gonna buy the pack, I would just really encourage you to at least use somebody's creator code. I would really love for EA to have to pay my friends. So just, if you have a favorite Sims creator, please support them at checkout on the EA app. And honestly, I wouldn't even tell you to pre-order this pack, to be honest. Hopefully creators can start posting review content pretty soon. And if I were you, I would wait and like watch a review or at least a little bit of gameplay, maybe see like a full list of items before you spend $40. There's no like in-game added benefit to pre-ordering versus buying on launch day, but also a lot of people just know they're gonna love this and you wanna buy it now, and maybe you have the money right now, and I get it. I understand. Even if I was not a YouTuber, I would also buy every single thing they ever release for The Sims 4, so I understand you. We are the same. But I think on that note, I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. If you wanna watch my initial reaction, my like first trailer reaction, I'll link that down below. And like I said, make sure you're subscribed to my channel because hopefully we can start posting with the pack pretty soon, and I think you're probably gonna want to see that content, right? You can also follow me on Twitch because I'm gonna stream a ton with the pack once I get it, so I'll link that down below too, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody! Oh, I just love trailer day. It's so fun to like talk about the Sims and speculate about Sims and like pause and look for different items. I definitely miss stuff too, so if there's anything that I didn't talk about, let us know down below.